Hello guys, welcome back to General Chat. Today, joined by a different guest star. Say hello to Travis, aka NexusTrion. Say hello.
Yo, what's up, guys?
What would you like to be known as on the episode today? Travis or NexusTrion?
You can call me Travis. Good.
Alrighty then. So, today's episode we're going to be talking about Pokémon.
Hell yeah.
This is a topic we could talk about in a lot of detail, so we might have to cherry pick which ones we talk about. But yeah, technically this is a topic that could have been talked about with Brandon as well, but when it came to Pokemon, Travis was the first one that came to mind.
Let's get it. What do you want to talk about then?
Alright, shall we start off with what's your favorite generation, as in what generation sticks out most in your mind?
Well, as much as I am enjoying Sword and Shield at the moment, I wouldn't say that's my favorite. But I would probably say X and Y, because that is what I played a lot of. I played a lot of X and Y. Unfortunately, I didn't really play any Sun and Moon. But yeah, X and Y, I played a bunch of that stuff with my mate. Love the starters. I love the legendaries, especially on X, or like Xernes. Is that how you say his name? I've never really known how to say his name. Xernes.
Something like that. I don't watch the anime in English, so I wouldn't know.
That's fair enough.
I
love the legendaries. Love the starters. Love all.
I'd have to agree with you on that one. 6 is the one that I played the most. It was the first generation that I actually managed to completely complete the game.
Yeah.
And that was actually the one I did quite a lot of Wi-Fi battling on as well.
Yeah, I quite like the system for the online on X and Y as well. Was a lot better than Sword and Shield. Like the Y common Sword and Shield is. It's not really that great, but it was really, really good and easy to use. Why?
Although it was kind of funny how kind of repetitive the competitive battling got, because you start to see certain patterns amongst the teams emerge.
The thing is, I didn't really start competitive battling until recently, Sword and Shield. So I didn't know much about EV values and all that stuff.
I don't tend to pay much attention to those. I just try to train my Pokemon as best I can, and then take it from there.
That's the thing. Not a lot of people have the time to build up the perfect Pokemon. A lot of people don't really know much about so if they just think it's just a game of a story, catch some cute Pokemon. There's just not much to it. But there is a lot to Pokemon that people don't actually know.
Actually, the EV and IV training for competitive battling can take longer than regularly training up a Pokemon. So
Yeah, exactly.
That is obviously a big time waster as well.
Yeah.
But back onto the subject of favorite gen. Any other generations that you particularly love?
I think I enjoyed Heart Gold quite a bit.
You mean because at that age it was your first foray into the Johto region?
Yeah. But and I never really got like you. I never really completed a Pokemon game to the fullest until X and Y.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why X and Y just straight up sticks to my brain. Also, X and Y has my favorite starter, which is Froakie.
Yeah, Froakie all the way. Yeah, but up to X and Y, the furthest I could get was the Elite Four.
Yeah, that was tough. It's very tough.
Mm.
Especially for a small child brain.
For me, apart from X and Y, I gotta give my love to Gen 4 Sinnoh.
Alright, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because that was like first Pokemon games I played, so it's just kind of like it sticks out the most in my mind.
Yeah. That's fair play, it's fair.
Mm. Plus, like a couple of my favorite Pokemon, like in general, come from that region.
Give us a few of your favourite Pokemon.
Gotta go with that Turtwig, Grottle, and Torterra evolution line.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotta love some Staraptor.
I can stand that. I can stand that.
And just from an anime standpoint, Gliscor.
I don't think I've seen much of the animes. I think I watched a season or two of X and Y. I watched one season of Sun and Moon, and I'm telling myself I'm gonna watch all of
You're gonna watch Journeys.
yeah, I'm gonna watch all of the Sword and Shield.
I haven't started Journeys yet.
I'm excited. They just recently got the English version out, right? Am I right or am I wrong? Or are they bringing that out soon?
It's coming out soon. I think Netflix have struck a deal for it, but it's unclear whether or not that's going to be in the UK or not.
Okay, hold up, sorry.
Hmm. But yeah, in the anime, Ash's Gliscor was funny sometimes because it occasionally burst into tears.
Sorry, that was my mother downstairs.
Yeah, I could tell.
What would you say is your least favourite generation?
Oh, I don't know. That is actually a tough one to pick because quite a lot of them I do like equally. Yeah, because I've had like kind of like an equal amount of experience playing each region.
Yeah.
Unova. I suppose that wasn't very fun in a way. In a way, I mean, it kind of was and it wasn't. It was pretty much like 50-50 thing.
Yeah.
I think
So,
that's how
Gen
it
5.
was. Yeah, I think that's how it was for most people.
Yeah, I mean, I think starters weren't like that great. Like Snivy, Tepe, they're alright. Oshawott, like when Oshawott is Oshawott, like he's nah, or Duwat, like nah. But as soon as he becomes Samurai, that's when he's cool. That's when he's cool. But I'm not a fan of Tepig's evolution line, to be honest. Ember is not my thing. Sniper's evolution line's alright. But the thing is, a few pretty good competitive Pokemon have actually come from Unova, so that's why like it's hard to say that Unova's completely trash because it's not. It is good, but at the same time, there's a few Pokemon there just not needed, not great.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that. But like, one of the most random like Pokemon that I've seen like be selected for competitive battling, I think, was Wash Rotom.
Oh right, Wash Rotom, yeah.
Like, I don't
To
get.
be honest, I've used Wash Rotom a few times.
Like, I don't get the rationale behind that. Like, okay, you're gonna use a giant ghost-inhabited washing machine. How is it? And that, but how is it supposed to be trained specially to like competitive battle? Because I'm pretty sure you can't breed it.
Yeah, no, you have got a point. You got a point there. But I think it's just with Wash Rotom, it's a bunch of EV training, just a bunch of unnecessary crap that just takes time.
I just find it funny that if you like Wash Rotom completely sweeps you, then you just gotta live with the fact after the battle. You just gotta live with the thought. I just got my ass kicked by a washing machine.
I don't think I've ever put it into that kind of perspective before, but let's hope that this never happens to me then.
Or getting your ass kicked by a washing machine.
Yes. That would not be great.
Okay, so shall we move on to, in general, kind of the next topic, which is like what's your favorite kind of Pokemon in general?
My favorite Pokemon in general.
Yeah.
My favorite has to be Greninja. Has to be. I know it was picked for the like the best of the year. Oh, was it like best Pokemon of the year?
Probably at some point.
Yeah. But that's not like why it's my favorite. It just genuinely is. It's so cool. Like Frog Ninja, you know, especially it's shiny. Like it's like a black Frog Ninja. It's just really cool, and it's a
Yeah.
starter.
Yeah,
Like,
I have a shiny of
you
it
gotta
as
love your
well.
starter. You start with it from the beginning. You raise it to a big boy, and you just mess stuff up with it. You know. I just gotta love Greninja for it.
Yeah, I do have to kind of agree with Greninja, because like kind of how I've been with favorite Pokemon, I've never really chosen a favorite. Like I do have a bunch that I like really do love, because like they're pretty cool, but like I've never really had to pick a favorite.
Yeah. No. It's hard to pick in a favorite, but I would have to say Greninja.
Hmm.
You playing much Pokemon Go recently? I
Yeah,
know you started playing that, yeah.
I have I have been a little bit. It varies from day to day.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think it's pretty good what they're doing with the whole situation with the naughty virus.
Yeah,
Um,
naughty naughty.
like how they how they're like giving away like remote raid passes so that you can like battle from your home. You don't have to actually go out and
Hmm.
battle. So it's pretty good. I think the Pokemon community is great. I think it's really good. They're very versatile. They'll find a way to make things work.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's great. I'm enjoying Pokemon Go at the moment from my home.
Yeah, sometimes works perfectly with my laziness.
Yeah, exactly. But no, also another good thing about Pokemon Go is obviously the raid battles, which have been incorporated into Sword and Shield. I think that's like the next kind of like big thing for Pokemon. If I'm honest, like it's just cool to like work together, like your Pokemon to
Hmm.
defeat a giant like stronger version of another Pokemon.
What? That's
I
your
think
prediction for Gen 9 Pokemon Go 2?
Pokemon K2. But no, I think it's great. I think the raid battles are great because it brings like the Pokemon like fans together to take on um other like stronger Pokemon. Like back in all the other games, like the only time you would play together is you would battle each other. You wouldn't or trade, which is like all the same thing. So it's just nice to have something different to actually do with other people.
Mm. Then you got those people who are like, oh yeah, I played it at the beginning, haven't really played it since, and it's just like, oh yeah, there's no way it can compare to the original stuff.
Nothing will ever compare to any original stuff. It's always working on making things different. Because if it's the same as the original, then it's going to be boring. You're not going to want to buy it. That's why they've got all these new differences and stuff. Is so that you want to explore it. You want to
Mm.
find out what's happened, what it's about. So like if it's exactly the same, you're obviously not going to buy it. You're just going to look at it and be like, oh, this is just Gen 1 remade. Like. And I think that's why Let's Go isn't that great of a game, to be honest, because it's just a remake.
Yeah, well, I did over the lockdown. I did take the chance to actually like complete Let's Go. It's just like,
Yeah,
eh.
it's all right. It's easy to if you want to catch some shiny, it's good for
Mm.
that. But apart from that, like it is just a remake. So
Yeah.
if you want to have like the excitement and enjoyment of playing Gen 1 Pokemon, but with better graphics, then obviously you want to pick yourself up Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee.
Mm-hmm.
But apart from that, yeah, it's just a remake, really.
So your pitch for a future Gen 9 would be Go to?
Pokemon Go 2?
Well, don't worry. Maybe Nintendo will hear this and take it into consideration when, like the movies, they finally run out of ideas.
I mean, I wouldn't actually mind a Diamond and Pearl remake, but that's just because, like, I don't know, I was kind of hypocritical of me saying this, but like with Kanto, like we always see like Kanto stuff all the time.
Yeah, we've had now
I think Diamond
2
and Pearl
Kanto
remake
remakes.
would be nice. It would be different. It is a remake, yeah, but it'll be different.
I'm pretty sure every time there's been like sort of like a Nintendo Direct thing, just like there's like a major announcement scheduled. Everyone's just like, oh, they're going to announce Diamond and Pearl remakes. I'm just like, yeah, that's probably not going to happen.
No. It would be nice for a Diamond and Pearl remake.
Although that's what will happen when they start to run out of ideas for new games. They'll just start to remake the older games until there's no more games to remake.
Yeah. What do you think about instead of them like releasing a different version of the game, but instead having a DLC? How do you feel about that? Or Pokemon Sword and Shield?
I'm still kind of 50-50 on it. Like, sure, it'll add some great new content, but for some people, they won't be able to play it, either due to like money concerns or just like other just in general stuff. It would be nice for specialty games.
Cheaper though than rebuying the whole game.
Yeah, DLC technically like is cheaper, but it's just like more people show. I'm pretty sure more people do actually like show up for like new games, and just like because like before they announced the expansion pass, the prospect of a Pokemon DLC, I'm pretty sure was like never actually heard of before.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it never actually crossed anyone's mind. Because I never would have actually thought, oh yeah, a DLC would have been a cool thing to do. Because like, Pokemon's still more of like, it's still technically kind of like kids game, but like kind of all generations can play it. So it's just kind of like, you're not really gonna add like DLC to this.
Yeah, no, I can expect that. I do think it's pretty good though. Like obviously the pricing is good. And I think it's cool that you don't have to like restart all over again. But I don't know how it's gonna work because once you've completed the game, you've basically got all your Pokemon like ready to fight anything really. So I don't understand how more story is gonna work. Like how you gonna jump into more story and like make it challenging? That's what I'm questioning.
Ask the writers of the Star Wars sequel trilogy; they'll tell you. Inventing more story to put on something that doesn't really need more story.
Yeah. Is there anything much else that you want to talk about, Pokemon-wise?
Well, I thought we'd talk sort of like thoughts on like the kind of competitive battling, because as you've said, Ed, you've been doing some competitive battling this gen. So like, what's been your experience going through that?
I would say it has been really tough. I haven't done much battling lately in this coronavirus.
The naughty virus.
Lockdown, yeah. Which, to be honest, I probably should, considering like I've got all the time in the world too. But yeah, it's difficult because you're always coming up against new different like kind of teams, and you gotta have like different sorts of teams to be able to counteract other teams. But you do, the more you do it, the more you learn. The more you like can strategize against different teams. I've come to learn that Togekiss is a great competitive Pokemon. Like I would have never thought of using someone like Togekiss, but very very powerful Pokemon, to be honest.
I do think Togekiss has been a competitive Pokemon, at least since Gen 5. Do not quote me on that, but at least...
Yeah, no, I do believe so, yeah.
I definitely know it was used during Gen 6.
Yeah. But no, like I said, I didn't really play competitive back then, so like back then I just saw Togekiss as just a weird-ass flying fairy-type Pokemon. I would never think to just chuck that in a competitive battle.
I don't think I've ever used a Togekiss, like, even on, like, regular gameplay.
I don't think I really ever used the Togekiss in regular gameplay either. I do in competitive, though. It's good because you can also use... It's a little bit tanky as well, so it can take a few hits. Especially in Sword and Shield with the new Dynamax feature, which I think is great because the Dynamax feature, it's not, people would like assume, oh yeah, it's you're using a Dynamax to make your Pokemon more powerful to do more damage, but really it's like it's more strategy, like using your Dynamax. You use it to to block or to if you expect someone to be using attack, you're able to do damage to that Pokemon if your Pokemon's Dynamax and theirs isn't. It's more strategy, more or less than actual just like tankiness, like blowing things to smithereens.
I have found doing the max raid battles a tad annoying at times.
Yeah.
But I guess they have been like a fun feature.
Yeah, definitely. They're obviously, with any Pokemon game, there's going to be repetitiveness. So there's obviously the repetitiveness side to the max raid battles. But it's great. It's great to get your friends together and battle something. But I'm pretty sure they are changing up the max raids in the DLC. I'm not sure if they're doing it in the first DLC. I definitely know in the second DLC that there definitely will be some changes to the max raid battles. So I'm just excited to see how they change it. 'Cause apparently it's going to be like you actually go underground or something. You walk around underground. I don't know.
Ooh.
But it'll be a bit more exciting than just
That sounds interesting.
Than spawning in front of the Pokemon.
I just kind of like how each Pokemon game seems to have the same sort of like general plot as an anime.
Yeah.
Teenager having to save the world.
But to be honest, I think the bad guys really in this game were not very great.
Oh, Team Yell.
Team Yell, yeah.
They weren't even bad guys.
Sorry?
They weren't even bad guys. They were just kind of like cheerleaders.
They were just simps.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. I need to go grab some food quick. Is that alright?
Yeah, sure. I can carry on by myself for a couple of minutes.
Okay. Alright. Cool. Alright. Be right back.
All right. All right then. As Travis. Oh, jeez, I really do need. Okay, as Travis is away briefly for a couple of minutes, I will get it's boiled down to the sort of like generic kind of update stuff. There was originally supposed to be a Canadian Mother's Day episode on the Sunday there was actually like Canadian/American Mother's Day, because I do celebrate Canadian Mother's Day. There was meant to be an episode coming out then, but timing and filming wise just didn't work out. And as you can see, I'm filming in a new kind of setup today. it should be temporary, but I don't know how many episodes I'm going to do until all the setup gets fixed. So this is actually really painful not to do. My butt hurts. No. But yeah, I know I also keep postponing the Westworld Season 3 review. Like, because I was meant to do that last Monday. No, I was meant to do that last week in between the Star Wars Day episode and the first episode I did with Brandon. But that didn't work out, so hopefully I will get to do that. Also, what I was gonna do with the first Brandon episode is I was gonna do like a MacGyver Season 4 review, because I had some thoughts on Season 4, but so it's just kind of like there is not really going to be any more kind of like schedule to the show, because like there was kind of originally like I had sort of like a schedule set up in place, but I didn't find myself meeting it. Oh, Travis is back.
Hello.
Hello, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
I was in the middle of rambling.
I do apologise.
It's alright, I was just updating the viewers about the episodes I meant to do but didn't.
Is this of your podcast?
Not the Doubtfully Optimistic podcast, this show we're currently doing.
Okay, cool. What have we got planned next, for the next episode?
Of
Quick little teaser.
Of Doubtfully Optimistic?
Either.
Well, Doubtfully Optimistic, I know, we're planning on talking about, Sam's favourite film, Spirited Away, and Nathan, for some reason, really wants to talk about the Crank films. Whatever they are.
Jason Statham movies.
Yeah, I've seen the posters on his Instagram. So hopefully that'll be up on Friday. We haven't actually recorded it yet, but we are kind of like going round in a bit of a circle talking about each other's favourite movies. Travis, we should try and get you on the show sometime.
Yeah, that'll be good. I'd like to join in.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, my favourite movies are probably unpopular opinions, but you know.
Don't worry, I find when it comes to opinions in the podcast, I'm usually outnumbered.
Alright, fair enough.
I'm surprised they didn't reach through the computers and tried to beat me when I said Iron Man 3 was bad. Because after I said that, they all immediately went, "What are you talking about? It's great."
Oh,
But yeah,
imagine you having to sit through that, you know, being slandered.
most of my life, really. Anyway, on this show coming up, I haven't really got much planned. I do want to try and get Nathan. I'm trying to work on getting Nathan on the show. He has agreed to appear at some point. I also want to try getting Sam on, because he really loves Transformers, so maybe you could come back if Sam does agree to appear, and we'd all talk Transformers.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting silent for half an hour where you just all go on about, like, start branching off into comic books.
It would be great if we had me, Sam, and Eddie all in.
Ooh,
at once discussing Transformers. Because in college we would go on for hours just sat talking about Transformers. We'd have a 3-hour podcast going on.
The other day, like last week at some point, my mum was like, "Oh, I want to put on one of the Transformers movies." I was just like, "Okay, which one causes me the least pain?"
That's fair enough.
So.
What one does cause you the least pain?
Dark of the Moon.
Dark of the Moon has got to be the best. That is my favourite.
Yeah,
Bumblebee.
That's why I've said, apart from Bumblebee, Dark of the Moon is the best one. But then again, those movies have a low bar.
No, I can respect.
But I guess we'll have to save that for, like, maybe if we can actually do, like, a Transformers episode.
Sure, for sure.
And maybe, hopefully, at some point, get Brandon back on to talk some more. As he has said in the last couple of episodes, we can literally talk for like an hour just on one thing. Who knows? Maybe we'll get him on to talk Pokemon with me, and you can come back and talk Pokemon again, Travis.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down for anything, really.
Is that what you say to girls?
I don't talk to girls. Sorry, I'm a Christian boy.
Sure. Anyway, I guess that'll be it for this episode. I'd like to thank Travis for coming on the show today.
No, thank you for having me.
And like I said when Travis was off getting food, there's really not going to be any kind of like schedule to this. I mean, it's just going to upload when it uploads. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. See you guys next time.